Hey, yo, hello, friends. Welcome on in. Oh, a little high up. Oh, well. Oh, well. How is everyone? Welcome to episode 3 of Punk Junk, where we're continuing work on this cat. The cat is stalking me. We're continuing work on this, just the quick build to get me back into the headspace. But first off, thanks everyone for being here. Blackjack says, Sensitive Joy, Great Rafiki, Lily42, thank you for that host so much. Cat, no, sir. But we are going to glue bits to bits today in preparation for priming at some point over the weekend before episode 4. Can't really do the spray paint priming in... Hold on. Sensitive Joy, thank you so much for that Prime subscription. Have a cat. He has decided he wants to be on screen. So we're going to give him the attention he needs. Yes. Here is the one attention you ordered, sir. Here is the one attention that you ordered, sir. Yes, is this what you wanted? You dove into my lap, and my captions are not captioning. There's always something I don't push. Okay, sir, thank you. He is having none of it today. He is like, we are doing attentions. We are doing attention. Oh, sir. Sir, I'm trying to do a thing. Sir, I love you. Here is the one attention, the 2 attention, the 3 attention that you ordered, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, I gave you special foods and special beds. Go do the special foods and the special beds, sir. Thank you for your time. The stream appreciates your service. Go, nip it, zip it. Anywho, I'm gonna have to guard my lap. We're gonna go ahead and start working on gluing this piece that I've been working on these last 2 episodes in preparation of priming. I'll prime it off stream, out in the open, in the well-ventilated areas with proper respiration gear. Artists, wear your PPE. This is a public service announcement. Artists, wear your PPE. Thank you. So let's just kind of, not that one, this one. I'm still getting used to my button configuration. So we've got our doors. We got our little upside down fleur-de-lis that we've glued on this one after punching it. We've got, and these are all rough cut, ugly looking, nasty door. Like, look, there is nothing about this stream that is going to be pretty or perfect. This is the point. That's the point. The point is doing what you can with what you got and having fun in the process. So we're going to start gluing these. So this is the edge. So this goes with this. This goes with this. So these are the balconies with the doors. So we'll get those glued on. This goes on the top. This is the helipad. These are what make up the fire suppression system. This is the communications array. Awkwardish Panda, hey, hi. And then this is some accent pieces we've decided to put on there. Are we still working on the box store HQ? We are gluing the bits on today and then setting it to the side and then working on some other things that I have got kind of set up to just sort of knock out and play with. As we all have a chit-chat pre-holiday. So I figured we'd take our time. I have way too many bits and bobs. Thank you so much. Speaking of bits and bobs, thank you so much, Awkwardish Panda, for the bits. I appreciate you so much. But here we have the main body of Box Store HQ. I have yet to cut out or do any kind of a logo, anything like that. I will probably add that on ad hoc afterwards once I figure out what I'm going to make it out of. So let's just kind of... I got my new cutting mat. It's all purple and amazing. Has measurements on it. I feel very crafty and very professional with this professional cutting mat. So I have a happy about that. So helipad. Helipad. How is everyone? The eve before Thanksgiving. Okay, so We've got the fire suppression system there. We've got the helipad that we put there. Now, here's a question. How do we want to do the helipad? Do we want to do the helipad as just a raised platform? See, now we have options with these caps. You start to look at these caps and how they're laid out. Do we want the helipad to have some sort of a railing with a ramp? Because we can take this, cut a section, bend it down, and turn it into a ramp. Do we want the helipad to just be a pad? Or do we want it to be some kind of cordoned off area with a ramp? It's Aki. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome on in. We're trying to figure out how we want to position this, how we want to do this helipad. I don't have any heat on me, so it may be a pain. I could just cut it. I think I'm just going to do straight up. I'm just going to do straight up pad. Just like that. And then this is where we're putting the bloody aerials. So that's how the top's going to look. I'll probably paint some kind of a hatch here. So that's what that's going to look like. Okay. So we'll get to work attaching everything. How's it going to attach? It's going to attach. Going to attach there. Then that's going to attach there. And then I can actually glue them together. So you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Since there's a bit of a lip on this. We're gonna see where it barges into chat. Sam, I was wondering where you were. We're gonna mark this out. We're gonna kind of shave off some of this here in this section so that it fits a little better. Where is my razor knife? Doing last minute shopping. Oof, 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 oof. You went to a store the night before Thanksgiving. Brave, much brave. So what we're doing here is we're just gonna kind of shave off the edge of this communications array. We're gonna try and do it in front of the camera so you can see it. We're gonna do it slow and careful so we don't injure ourselves. Ooh, I'm getting a lot of dropped frames. Hopefully it's not too bad for y'all. Let me know if it starts to get a little sideways as far as freezing, skipping, and whatnot. Ooh, Shannon. I didn't see Shannon in chat. Is Shannon here? Let me scroll back. There is Shannon. Hey, love. Welcome in. Happy pre-Thanksgiving. Echo Williams, howdy, howdy. Oh, look, guys, I'm a cowboy. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Sorry, that is an old Farscape comic that will be forever stuck in my head. Okay, I need to cut a little bit more off to get it to butt up. Why is my chat keep pausing due to scroll? I did not scroll. I mean, I did scroll, but I put it back. Okay, we're going to shave off a little bit more. So how is everyone's pre-Thanksgiving? Are we... everything laid out? Everything thought out? Everything good to go? Are we doing a traditional Thanksgiving? Are we doing a modified Thanksgiving? Are we doing a no Thanksgiving? Bravey Studios, Sean, my friend, what is going on? I need to... Whoop. There we go. You're just gonna have to deal with accidental peaks. Doing no Thanksgiving? I mean, but same though. I'm calling this year the holiday reset. before new and better traditions are made once I head out. 2021 is going to be the holiday reset. Not really going to do any of the holidays per se. Going to kind of just let them pass me by unceremoniously. You're over here vibrating with excitement. Did a thing happen? Did I miss something? I mean, you can generally be found vibrating with excitement. There we go. That's what I needed. I needed that to go away. Okay, so I got that carved out. So now I should be able to... A thing happened? Ooh, is it a secret thing? Or is it a share kind of a thing? Oh, so much better. Look at that fit. Look at that fit. So much better. I do need to. A little bit more. A little bit more. Just gave Tycho Brahe a copy of Arkenforge. Yeehaw! Congrats. There we go. Much better. Much better fitment. Now that I've kind of shaved that down. All right. So now we've got our communication aerials right next to our helipad, so we can start gluing things down. We'll start with the helipad. Let's check our glue. He likes it and posts about it. That'll be massive. Yeah, it would. I still remember when you did the expanse thing, my friend. You have a knack for doing amazing stuff. And it's really been quite an honor to watch you kind of build and grow. Okay, spread some good old-fashioned super glue. I'm debating how much booze it'll take for me to tolerate being in the same house as my father without hurling insults. Oof. That's a big mood. Big goal for next year, playing D&D with Brendan Lee Mulligan. I mean, I was on TikTok the other day and I was flipping through stuff and there was Brendan Lee Mulligan, and then like all of a sudden there was Persephoroth and Danny. So like, yo. I was like, holy shit, I know them. That was a big thing. I was like, I know them. That is so bloody awesome. So, rooting for you. If anybody can do it, friend, it's you. You've done some really cool shit. So. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and glue our fingers to our nose. It's fine. We're fine. I'm okay here. How are you? Pay no attention to the man with his finger glued to his nostril. Gotta show what I'm doing. I got these CO2 cartridges. No holidays with family this year. Going next state over to see my significant other. Nice. It's just gonna be me and the cat this year, and I'm. You know what? Yeah, I'm digging that. I'm here for it. Now, watch out on Kickstarter later. I got samples from the factory this week, and they're gorgeous. Nice. I know. As soon as my new player screens show up, I got to get one shipped off to Sam there. I promised Sam. I got the multi-screen pack so I could give out a couple as giveaways, and I could send one to Sam. Okay, so we've got our fire suppression system, which is totally not staying. I can add extra glue later. We've got our helipad. Helipad. I think I need to add a couple of drops just along the edge here. So we've got the top part done up. So now we need to add on this side balcony with the door. What is Oh, that's what that's from. Okay, lurky time. I'm going to go working on this playroom. Thank you so much for the lurk. Appreciate it, Panda. Have fun. Yay for getting to see you in like 2 weeks. Oh, yo, PAX Unplugged is going to be an experience this year. I've already started work on the tokens I'm going to be bringing to hand out. So if you are going to PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia this year, coming up in 2-ish weeks, look for me because I will have Dice Heart Advantage tokens. No, guess what? I'm assuming it's important because it is in capitalized lettering. What? I'm terrible at guessing. You will be there for the whole thing. Cool. I'm showing up Thursday at 11. I will be dropping into the international travel will be allowed again next year, so 2022 PAX Unplugged maybe. Who knows? I might be able to hit a Gen Con. Dude, is Gen Con close to Wisconsin? Am I moving? It's closer to Wisconsin, right? Like driving? Can I drive to Gen Con? Can I take my motorcycle to Gen Con? Once it's a thing, could I take my motorcycle? Looks like I'll be able to sign my long-term contract with Arkenforge in January. Nice. Good evening, Cybrak. Welcome on in. We're working on the corporate headquarters of Box Store. Welcome to Box Store. We're going to be hitting Gen Con, PAX, and GaryCon next year. All right, well, looks like I'm hitting Gen Con, PAX, and GaryCon next year. If y'all need a booth beard or a kilted himbo to Vanna White your stuff, I will Vanna the White the absolute holy heck out of it. Gen Con is within driving distance of here. Yee. I could take my motorcycle to Gen Con. Okay, so here's the $1 million question. Yee. So it's gonna go there. Okay, so go ahead and spread some holiday glue. They definitely want to bring me to GaryCon. Hopefully I can do the others. Yeah. There are a few good cons in Wisconsin, smaller but fun. I am going to try and sell at as many conventions as I can, the smaller ones, with my glassware. I am absolutely. That is like the best plan right there, is to get to sell at the smaller cons. So yes, please. I'm going next year PAX as well. Yo, we are gonna... I want to do panels next year. I'm telling you, next year, I'm going to be in Wisconsin. I'm going to be a lot closer to a lot of these cons. I'm going to be building my stream presence on here by any way possible. I'm hoping to do a lot more stuff like this, a lot more craft stuff, a lot more glass stuff, a lot more art stuff. Some talkie, some interviews, some game stuff. I'm hoping to just build these spaces out better. I'm coming back from this divorce stronger than ever. I'm leaning heavy into my joy and into my dreams. Sylvia S7, thank you so much for being here. First time chatting and stream. Welcome. I do love that first time chat announcement. That is amazing. But I am resolute in, 2022 being the year that I finally get to unabashedly be me, and live my life and build my spaces the way I want to build them. I am beyond excited. I said your name correctly. I try my hardest. A lot of times I accidentally say people's names wrong, but names are very important to me. So I do my best to try and get them as correctly as possible. So I'm very glad that I got yours correct. That makes me very happy, and welcome on in. We're building garbage models out of garbage. Like literal garbage models out of garbage. Because it's fun. It's fun and anybody can do it. I'm attempting really hard. Attempting really hard to glue my finger directly to the plastic, or itself, or my nostril. One of the three. Stop it. Here's where you get to see how good your glue game is when you start moving stuff around, bumping stuff, smacking things, catching stuff. Here's where you get to see how good your glue game is. So far, so good. I'd like to get that down a little bit more on the edges there. But are we all having a good pre-Thanksgiving? Telling you, I love bottle caps of any kind for junk builds. They are such a great platform for mini bases or terrain bases for stuff that you want to be able to move around, but also like parts, like turning this into like an opulence half circle balcony for box store. I love jug lids, bottle caps, anything like that. Really good plastic. You can harvest it if you need to carve your own tiny bits. You can harvest it down into, like, if you want to make like an accent piece or like something to hang on a wall, you can carve it into little shapes and whatnot. Say you want to build an accent piece as far as like a little cross brace or something that you glue onto a larger piece as an accent. These larger, thicker bottle caps are great sources of material to just kind of cut up and get the hard plastic to kind of build that out and add your accents with. You'll find a lot with the junk builds. It's mostly trying to figure out where your base material is going to come from. A lot of stuff you won't use raw as is. You're going to need to. You're just harvesting for materials, so that you could then take it and reclaim the plastic, cut the shapes that you need, use a Dremel to shape it the way you need. You know what I found a lot of cool components in? Old vape pens. Yep. Electronics of any kind are just an absolute smorgasbord of amazing bits and bobs. I have an old mouse here that I'm absolutely working through, trying to get this even and butted up. But I'm also trying to do it safely. But you don't want to get into that when you've got something that's uneven, you don't want to get into that fight. Our friend's gonna go crash. Thank you so much for being here, Great Rafiki. I always appreciate. That's what it is. It's right there. It's right there. It's too wide, so I gotta cut away from me because it's safer. Probably do it on screen where you can see it. That's where the unevenness is coming from. Take the little burrs off so it's flat. Now it should sit relatively... Bam! There we go. Close enough. Close enough. I should be able to fill in the gaps from there. Let's go ahead and put some glue on that bad boy. Too ambitious in your first build. If I can finish it, though, it's going to be ugly and cool as shit. Nice! And Sam, as always, I don't know if anybody's been putting any pictures in the Punk Junk room of the Discord. I would love to see not just the... I mean, if you're gonna post it all at once, your process and your final piece, or you can post it as you go. I would very much love to see. Go ahead and put some adhesive on these braces so that I can go in and boop. There we go. Hold that there for a hot second. Now it's gonna be ugly. This is gonna be an ugly build. This is in no way gonna be some perfect train replica museum piece. That's not what we do here. I'm gonna keep saying that over and over again until people understand that that's not what we do here. We build ugly, joyful things. The point is to just craft and create. I'll do it all at once in case I don't finish it. All right. You know, the point, pretty isn't the point in these spaces. Functional with emphasis on the fun. It's about the journey, not the destination. It's about building the thing, envisioning the thing, creating the thing, harvesting for materials, and having fun. You know, also doing streams and hanging out with friends. Ugly Joyful sounds amazing. That's my bag. That's what I do. That is my shtick. I love me some Ugly Joyful. What is burp burp? What is burp burp? I don't know what is burp burp. Why you burp burp? Why you burp burp? Doot 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 doot. Why you burp burp at me? Oh, thank you. Cat, no. I am working with super glue, and I do not feel like having you permanently attached to my hand. Cat. Cat, I do not feel like having you permanently attached to my hand. Does trying to fix and salvage my old garage instead of knocking it down count as a junk build? Yes. Yes, it does. Okay, this one I do believe... I'm going to there, and I'm going to there. Don't you sulk at me, Cat. I'm trying not to accidentally superglue you to me, because I'm going to have a handful of superglue, and you're going to jump up here, and it's going to be all bad, sir. Sir Feline. Sir Kitten of Catville. That's all I need, is to just be superglued to you. Okay, make sure that's relatively in place-ish. And just kind of let that dry. Give it a little blow there. Whoop. Little line of glue. Sir, I know it's an Amazon box, and it is vastly entertaining. You may, to your heart's content, play with it. Okay, so we want to try and mold this a little bit. This little door that we've built here. I don't know how well you can see the details we've added to it. I've added the split, whether the door interlocks and closes. And I've cut off the corners here and glued them on as accent pieces here. It'll all really stand out once I get it painted and throw some dry brushing on there to pick out the detail. Give it a little bit of character. Once I start doing that, you'll start to see the detail and how it comes together. So I am super excited. I am super going to glue my hand to this. I'm going to glue my hand to this. Go. Nice. I appreciate you, plastic ant. I'm good. I'm fine. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. I call this series On the Road to Zero. Learning how to build stuff out of junk. I don't know how many folks here are familiar with Zero Reynolds. Zerjester's Places and Spaces. That man is a consummate artist and one hell of a crafter. And I absolutely do not do work on his level with his materials. Because this is something completely different. It is comparing apples to oranges. That man does amazing work. But so do we, in our own way, also do amazing work. Best hat on Twitch, don't know him. Hey now. Can I be second best hat on Twitch? I have a real good pirate hat. I have a good pirate hat. Yes, my friend. 'Tis I, Nyx. You have discerned my name and dropping a present in my DMs. Uh-oh. Really? Okay, so this, we're adding these doors that I've made with plastic that I have harvested from kitty litter jugs that I've saved throughout the years. I have harvested the plastic. It is mine now. I have usurped its powers. Let me see how good my glue game is. Let me see how good my glue game is. Never heard of this Zero character and his cult of the Chew and series of forbidden snacks. Nope. Zero needs like a winky emoji. Zero needs like a nudge nudge, wink wink, say no more. Nods as good as a wink to a blind bat. As a matter of fact, I need emojis. I'm gonna get a picture of my cat. I'm gonna turn it into an emoji. I need a Lester emoji. Excited to stream tomorrow for the first time in like 5 weeks. I've been so busy at work. Yeah. Yeah. I love streaming so much. I absolutely just got glue all over me. Okay, so this is an accent piece. I'm probably going to tape this off before I paint it. That would make me in it. Oh, you made one of Hex. Yay! I'm going to make a Lester emote. Probably after this dries, after this dies, and just before I paint it, I'm going to probably masking tape it off so it retains this color. Maybe. I don't know. We shall see. I have got glue all over my hands, and it's glorious. I miss this feeling. Also, Sam, if you're having banjo callus problems, a little super glue on your fingertips goes a long way. Just saying. So how is everyone's pre-Thanksgiving going? What's the... Okay. I need to flip this around. Don't put super glue and immediately touch the banjo. I feel like I have to caveat that. I understand Sam will know that much, but just in case somebody else rolls into the stream and it's just like, oh, super glue fingers to guitar. Check. Let it dry for a hot second before touching the instrument. I feel like I need to add that caveat. We are making an artificial callus, not gluing our fingers to a guitar or banjo. It would ensure practice because I wouldn't be able to put it down. Okay. So that's where I want to put that. And again, I am emphasizing this is not meant to be perfect or pretty. This is meant to be a fun way to flex your creativity. If one of these projects accidentally comes out perfect or pretty, huzzah! But if it doesn't, that's the point. The window, I'm so happy with how the windows are going to look so much. A lot of this stuff is going to look a lot cooler and a lot more official once I primer it and start adding the accent paints and the details and all of that rigmarole. And what's great, and what's really great, friends, and this is something you need to keep in mind. If I set out to make what looks like just a building, and I get done and it looks kind of wonky, you know what's real fun? Destroying half of it and now it's ruins. You literally can't mess up this assignment. Because if you try to set out to make a pretty building and you accidentally make a less than pretty building, you can then melt half of it away, add some raggedy edges, and it's now ruins. Gonna have to go through and kind of curve these. It's hard because the kitty litter jug is hollow and it's very like wibbly wobbly plastic, so you can't put a lot of pressure on it. I would suggest at some point maybe filling it with crumpled newspaper if that is still a thing, maybe like your grandparents get. Maybe they've got a bunch of those news rendering apparatuses made of dead trees lying somewhere. You can then crumple that up. Packing material from a shipment. You could make ribs on the inside for its pleasure and for structural integrity out of cardboard. Here we go. We've got these. There it is. And then some kind of side door. Thank you so much, My Little Geekery, for the follow. We have a bit of a 10-minute wait before you can jump into chat post-follow. As kind of a community safety feature. But we look forward to you being able to jump into chat here in 10 minutes. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate the follow. I'm pushing up on 1,500 here pretty fast. I would love to get that follow count up. I would love to get all of the numbers up. I'm actively trying to build my Twitch presence up. I used to feel like bad about wanting to do more and be more, but then I realized that the life comes at you pretty fast. And no, Cat, I am super glue, so not a great time, sir. No, sir, no. No, sir. No, stop. No, I see you. Do not jump up here, my friend. I love you dearly. You are my fluffy little snuggle butt. But I do not want to be super glued to you. Thank you so much. Be happy. I hope I said that right. Probably didn't. Okay, so we've got all of that glued into place. We got some details, some accents, some doors, some aerials, some systems, some things. You know, you just go along and just drop a little bit more glue here and there. Just a little bit of blops and bloops and bleeps. Kind of clean off what's started to leak. Then kind of give it a sec to dry, not to your hands. We have one more door for the opposite side and a couple more of these to put into place, and that will finish the rough build for this first project, which is an off-scale building. After this, I'm going to have to get out my mini collection so I can start comparing the scale of minis to what I'm building, because this is to scale with nothing. This is to scale with no minis. This is to just kind of get my head back in this junk build space, to just kind of play and show people the kind of stuff that can be done here. And it may take a couple of times. Like a lot of this stuff, you're going like on a curved surface. You're dropping a straight piece of plastic. So you're going to have to manipulate. Heat guns are always helpful if you don't have a heat gun. Like any type of forced air heater will heat up this plastic enough to be slightly malleable. If you use a heat gun on this plastic, for the love of God, be careful. I've seen people grab the barrels of those things, and it is no good. So if you use a heat source, be careful, please. So we're going to let this dry for a hot sec before I start to manipulate and work on the other side. And while it's drying, I will see. I'm going to go ahead and set this over here. Talk to chat a little bit as I get out stuff for the next project that we can start working on. How is everyone? Are we doing well? We're 47 minutes in. Are we hydrated? Have we stretched? Have we done all the things we need to do? How has your day been? Are we looking forward to going into the holiday? I tend to hunch over while I'm crafting, so I like to, at 45-minute to an hour intervals, do the stretchy thing. So, I scoured my house, and one thing I found is I have an unbelievable amount of fake floor. Quite dusty. Some of it quite dusty. And quite old. Oh, good lord. That is real dusty. Touched an octopus tentacle right after I heated up with a torch. Oh, those moments when you're working with something and like you hear that sizzle. But I have got these bits of, I've got a whole box full of old plants or old fake flowers and whatnot. This stuff I like to harvest for foliage. Ooh, I'm already seeing right now like 1,000 uses. 1,000 uses. These are old, decrepit, fake plants that have just been stuck in the whatchamathingy, the closet. That's what I'm looking for. They've been stuck in the closet. So now they can be harvested for components. I'm loving that we are reusing, repurposing items. That's what this space is all about. It is literally building tabletop and gaming terrain out of just household junk. Stuff that normally would go in the garbage or be lost to the bowels of time in your house. Repurposing it for fun TTRPG and tabletop wargaming terrain. that you can impress your friends and entertain your players with at your gaming table. There are a few folks in these spaces that do mini painting and terrain builds with really fancy materials, and they are gorgeous and beautiful and amazing. And I see constantly in their chat and also online people saying, I wish I could do that. I wish I could get the stuff to do that. I wish I could do mini builds. You can, friends. And that's what this space is here for. It's showing you that you can just look around your house and you can just find things to do mini builds with an emphasis on the fact that they're going to be fun and functional, not pretty. So if you've got some old fake foliage laying about that you can repurpose, it's super, like there's all kinds of uses for this stuff. Let me find a nice segment where I can snap this. I need some wire cutters, but I do not have any. Actually, that's a lie. Might on the belt. I do. Eat your heart out, MacGyver. I'm the captain now. So now we've got all kinds of fake foliage that we can use that I'm harvesting. Sorry. Super glue. Also, I am a giant child. Stuff like this, you can keep it as is. You can cut it up into bits. You can dust it off because it's gross. Okay. Now you can keep this as is. You can paint it. You can chop it up into bits and redo it. Let me see what this is made out of. There we go. Oh, look, it just comes apart. Look, it just comes apart. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, okay. So I want to keep these separate. I want to keep these together. Keep these together. I said I want to keep these together. Beauregard. My mom used to work at a car crash research facility and set up the electronics and sensors on tests. She constantly went through small wire cutters all the time because they are too dull for her to use. Would bring them home and give them to me for my crafts. Woot. That's a bonus right there. That is amazing. Awesome. Okay, let me see if I can reassemble. I said reassemble. Disassemble. Put it back together, see what we got going with this. There we go. Put that end cap back on if you can. Sometimes you pull these things apart and they don't want to go back together. This one doesn't want to go back together. Okay, okay. All right, all right, all right. Up you through there. Just flare that out. It's okay. Sometimes these things... Oh, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on here. Nope, not gonna stay. But that's all right. You can glue it together and use it for other stuff. That is fine. These... These, I do believe I want to cut into individual pieces. Go ahead, harvest all of this, or if you want to get maximum, cut this tape here. I need to learn to work on camera. Anytime someone says assemble or disassemble, you know, exactly. No disassemble. And also, thank you for making me feel less old and remembering that movie. I can't tell you how many times at previous jobs I've made that joke, and people have had no frame of reference for what I was talking about, and I felt very, very old. Okay. We're harvesting the grass for its components. You are going to make a mess. It is encouraged. We like mess making. Now there's super glue in my hair. It's fine. We're fine. It's fine. This is what you're going to spend the vast majority of your time doing, is harvesting for bits, which can be just as fun as making new things. I quite enjoy the process of harvesting for bits. It's exciting, especially if you're working with electronics and whatnot. I do so love taking things apart to find the usable bits inside. Purple cutting mat. Thank you. I just got it the other day. I am so happy that I found one that was the exact dimensions I needed to fit in this space. The Mermaiden, thank you so much for the follow. There is a 10-minute wait before you can jump on into chat with the rest of us. I do appreciate you hanging out in the queue for that timer to go off. It is a community safety tool to just kind of keep this a safe and happy space. But welcome on in. Welcome on in. Look forward to seeing you in chat. So right now I am just starting to harvest some fake foliage to use for tabletop scenery for either TTRPGs or wargaming, either of the two. TTRPG stuff, you can tend to you can make just dioramas that are just like a house with a bunch of stuff, and you can use this to build bushes and whatnot. You can also, what I like to do with these, there it is. Friends, you're going to want to get yourself one of these. Just a bag of different sizes of bottle caps. You got your Gatorades, you got your water bottles. I do believe I have a couple of them. There we are. The orange juice and whatnot. The large ones. These are amazing bases. I feel a sneeze coming on. Live. Whoop, and we're back. These are amazing bases to build things on. So if we want to do some large builds for... Where did my plastic go? We'll use this. You want to do a large piece of scenery with the foliage. You can use some of the plastic we've harvested from the kitty litter jugs. Use an awl, punch holes in it, and you can then just kind of seed it with the fake foliage. If you want to make something smaller and more mobile, like little tufts of grass or little bushes or whatnot, say for doing tabletop wargaming and whatnot, you can use these bottle caps as foliage bases, and then you can just throw them all in a box and just pull them out as needed. One thing I would suggest is, I'm doing all of this stuff with literal whatever, not professional terraining material. I need to get a jar of dirt. I need to get a jar of dirt to keep in here so I can flock the bases using Elmer's glue and some just yard dirt. But for this one, we're going to set it up, and we're going to do it up unflocked, which is a damn shame. It's been nigh on a month. I, too, remain unflocked. So, same base. Same. But we're just going to punch some holes. Now, you can arrange them however you like. You can say you've got... Let me look. Boop, boop, boop. You can literally, if you want to make... put like a... if you have like a Space Marine head left over or some bit... you have a single Ferrero Rocher. Is that the Almond Roca? That stuff looks like cat poop. But, sorry, I don't know why that came out of my face. But you can arrange the foliage in like a semicircle and put doodle bobs and bits and whatnot from models and things. Yes, it does. Delicious cat poop. What's funny, Sam? What you do? And content warning: poop practical joke. Palm one of those. Palm one of those. And if you're at somebody's house and they have a cat with a cat box, pretend to be like, oh, your cat accidentally brought cat poop out here, and pretend to pick it up off the ground. Like, oop, there's some cat poop on your carpet. It's got kitty litter in it. And then just eat it. Thus endeth the lesson. I think I'm going to do a semicircle around this one. You no longer have delicious cat poop candy. It has been consumed. I think I'm just going to do a random collection of blades of grass in here. Sir! What are you trying to get at? Why are you tippy-tapping my washing machine, sir? Siren Faye, hello, hello. We're making bushes. We're making bushes out of bottle caps and fake flowers. Okay, we're going to call that good as far as punching holes goes. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Do I want to cut it? Let's see, where are my scissors? I don't like these scissors. I do like these scissors. Okay, so I have cut it, and now I'm shaping the base so that I can put it in that receptacle that I have used the punch awl to make. Trying really hard not to get that bell rung. You may have to waller out the holes a little bit. Waller out the holes a little bit. You can also do this with bases on minis. Say if you want to build this out with foliage and whatnot, and then glue a mini to it to use instead of your normal everyday base. So you can then shape and position these any way you like. So you can just take and cut into a random assortment. My fat fingers are stuck. There we go. You know, and another reason I like to do this stuff is to show that, like, anybody can. Because I don't know if you can notice, but my hands shake quite a lot sometimes. I just kind of want to emphasize that that's okay. You can still take your time. You can still get it done. And you can still have fun. So now if you'll notice here, I'm putting multiple blades in the same hole to create plant growth. Leaning on stuff absolutely helps. Ooh, I'm gonna have super glue fingers to pick at later. Yeah. That's a Swiss flag. But this is just one of those things where it's just, you just take your time, you put on some good music. If you've got a crafting, only like a TTRPG crafting circle sounds pretty good, friends. Oh yeah. I'm sorry, Sam, but it's wizard as fuck, and I'm bringing it back. I'm making it a thing. Okay. But this is the process, friends, for junk builds. Like honest, like I highly suggest like get a tabletop craft circle going on. Like how cool would that be if you and a few friends, whether you did it over like Zoom or Discord or live at 5 in your friend's crafting basement. Like how awesome would a TTRPG crafting circle be? You know, just making terrain and scenery. You know, and as you're making it, you're writing scenarios. You're like, well, I'm going to be putting my players through a dungeon or a tower or a village infested by spiders, being able to sit down and, with your friends who are other gamers, and build out these pieces and like help each other out and make suggestions and come in and share bits of garbage and whatnot that you can use for these builds, and like, I need a bunch of bottle caps. Can you make sure to grab me your bottle cap? Save your bottle caps for me. If you've got a TTRPG tabletop crafting guild, crafting circle, you have access to more resources. You have access to other people's trash, and that's when the real magic happens. Is when you get access to other, like, you're gonna turn into a crafting raccoon. If you start doing this, you are going to be a crafting raccoon. And we start to give it a little bit of chaos so that it doesn't look too manufactured. And then we start to see a bush, strange alien bush. You can paint these if you wanted, like make purple bushes. You could add vines and infestations. Say like this planet, it has been hit by a Tyranid hive fleet, and it's starting to be slowly transformed into a completely foreign biomass. You could add infection and infestation via paint and whatnot to your builds. You can make day glow in the dark plants that when the lights are turned off, your players are astounded because they're bioluminescent plants. If you've got that kind of stuff laying around. But it's just a slow, meticulous process of just harvesting materials, modifying your vision as you come across new materials and new ideas, work and network with other crafters who are also doing close to the same thing. Watch some of the big name people who do mini builds and stuff like that, and look at the things that they're using. As far as materials, and kind of see if you can find like a garbage analog to it, or a garbage equivalent of the fancy thing that they're using. Did you get some styrofoam in an Amazon box the other day? That would be perfect. That works as like an XPS foam. Yay! Now you have a little bit of XPS foam to deal with. You said harvest, and I immediately thought of kidneys. Yes. I mean, but also, if you do, I want my cut. We're going to Candy Mountain, Charlie. But it's a magical Leopleurodon. It's going to show us the way to Candy Mountain. Yay! God damn it, they took my kidneys. Kind of helps to go back and give it a little tug. Just grab it by the tip. Just give it a little tug. Aging yourself with that one? I mean, encourage Gremlin to utilize some of her collection. She loves to hold on to things, and she loves art, but the two have not connected as of yet. There it is. See? See? And it is exclamation ring. Yes? Yes. Meow. 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 Kitty on the boxes, kitty on the boxes. There we go, the beginnings of some foliage that can be moved around. And you can do this across a much larger base, too, if you've got the patience. So you want to sit down and watch your favorite episode of something, or listen to your favorite murder podcast. You can just sit and you can just create foliage for days. Like this is all from one strip. This is all from one strip of this fake foliage, and I literally have piles of this stuff that I have access to. And it's just sit down and craft. Just take your time, have a vision. Every now and again, step back and look and see what you're doing. See if maybe that vision has changed. See if there's something cooler you can do. Go get a drink of water. Do a walk and a stretch, come back. Does it still look the same to you? Does it match what you had in your head at the beginning? You know, and sometimes too it helps to cut things weird. You don't need everything perfect. Sometimes imperfect is what, well, not even sometimes, all the time, imperfect is what really sells it. It's too symmetrical. It looks unnatural. It's Uncanny Valley, but with a bush. So how are we all doing? Have we stretched in a while? Have we hydrated? Come on now. Do the thing. Thank you. Give that one a little weird twist, a little strange twist, like it's been bent unnaturally. Maybe there's some sort of predator in the woods. There it is, and you just slowly build it out, and you've got just a bit of tabletop terrain you can move around. You can turn it into a bit of a diorama. Like I said, you can do like a capture the flag thing and put a little, if you do Warhammer 40k and you've got some bits left over, like a bolt pistol or some random thing left over from the sprue, or say if you got a vehicle or whatnot, or like anything, you can add that to this build and it'll just be, or you could put like a literal rock from your front yard right there, and it will just be a boulder with some foliage around it, and you're good to go. You are good to go. Paint it odd colors if it's an alien landscape. Add all kinds of stuff to it. Put some creepy crawlies on it. You know, your options are limitless with the things you can do with this kind of stuff. This is why I've always loved junk builds, because everyone's house has junk. You can literally, and let me just look around. What do I have here? Got this wheel from actually, hold on. No. I had just earlier. I have the guts of a mouse. I have the guts of a mouse here. Okay. That I have taken apart, because I want to harvest the wires and the other bits. So with the guts of this mouse, I can first off Go ahead and remove the USB cables. Save that for later. So I like this stuff here. I like these things here. So I can... Oh, Lord, that just pops right off there, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Now, can I just pop this off without doing too much damage? Thank you, Nightbot, for my spot fun link. Anybody who's not aware, I'm in the process of actively trying to escape California, get away from my ex-wife and my 30-year-old stepchildren, and move to Wisconsin. We are $85 short of $6,000. The entire goal is $10K to move cross country and get a place. So appreciate everyone who has contributed that so far. It's been a heck of a ride, and y'all have been just the most amazing people. So for anybody who is seeing that link drop in the chat and not knowing the details, my ex-wife and her family are extremely toxic, and I am trying to get away. Okay, so it doesn't matter that it's a little busted up. Some of the bits are gone. But I have harvested just this random doodle. This random computer chunk from a mouse doodle. Once this is all set up, you can then take and then glue something like this to the base and make it a capture the flag, team must recover MacGuffin. Make it a MacGuffin of some kind that you can move, you can put wherever you want on the battlefield. You know, if you need something a little bit bigger, you can build on top of this, you can add to it. But it's just a MacGuffin. A thing that what needs be found. It can be a scenario piece in your tabletop game of whatever kind, whether it be a TTRPG or just a war game. Hawkmere, evening. So that's what that becomes right there, and it's literally just a piece from the circuit board of a mouse. Or cover it a little bit and make it a trap. Yeah. Let's see, it is 7:18. We're going to do a 5-minute break. We're going to do a 5-minute break. I have a little bit of coffee. I'm going to do a stretch and a walk around. Y'all can do a bio yourselves, do a little bit of a stretch, do a walk around. We'll come back in. We'll check the glue on this building, see how that's coming together in preparation for painting and priming. We'll work a little bit more on this foliage. Let me take the time to thank everybody who's been here, who's chatted, who's interacted, anybody who's dropped bits, resubbed, prime subbed, hosted. Y'all are amazingly wonderful people, and I appreciate you helping me build this program out, build this stream space out. I'm honored to have you in my spaces anytime and all the time. So cheers and much love to you, my internet family and friends. I'm going to push the break button. I swear to God I am. I swear I'm going to push the break button. I am not going to just sit here and obsessively... I'm telling you, friends, when you start doing these junk builds, don't think I'm just going to work on a piece for like 5 or 10 minutes and then go. Understand that once you find a thing that you're into and you start seeing what you can do with it, you are going to lose time, my friend. You are going to lose time. So that's something you're going to have to accept and realize. I swear I'm going to break. I swear I am. Just one more. Just one more. Just one more and I'll go to break. I said just one more. Just one more piece. Just one more piece. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Just one more piece. Now push the break button. There we go. There we go. That's something you can like hit this with a heat gun and make it look a little wilty, and then hit it with some brown paint in blotches and make it look like plague-ridden earth. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with this. But as foretold in the ancient prophecy and written in the scrolls of yester yon forever, I shout and now be taking a break. 3, 2, 1, break. And we're back with just a 5-minute break instead of a 10. I've been sitting here picking at the super glue because I'm that silly person. Thank you for the check-in and the lurk, Panda. I always appreciate it. Let's see. Let's do a little bit more on this foliage. I could sit and talk with chat and hang out, see what y'all are doing. Limberlink, heyo, heyo. How was your break? Did you all stand up and do a stretch? Just gonna slowly cut this. I feel like that TikToker. Hey, buddy. Would you like a warm cup of tea? Hey, buddy. Now, when doing this, now don't think you have to place them one at a time. You can literally batch cut these. You can just sit and shape a bunch of blades of grass to your heart's content, and then place them all so it moves a little faster for you. You are tired? Oof, I feel that in my bones, Sam. I feel that in my bones. Oh, Sam, I cut your sticker. I would have sent you a picture, but like the background paper on the sticker is white, so you can't see it. But I got your sticker cut. So I shall be sending it to you promptly. So you shall have a giant Sea of Thieves sticker that is your design for your car. Can I wait? Is all one piece? Yes. Have you ever put on an auto sticker before, Sam? Because I need to make new instructions. I ran out of printed instructions on how to place them. No. Okay. So, what it is, the way I do, most people do auto decals, and the way I do mine, especially if they have multiple satellite pieces. Usually miss the stream. Are we talking vinyl? Yes. If you want a reference, if you can look on my Twitter feed for the new decal I added to the Nerdmobile, the Sea of Thieves decal I added to my Nerdmobile, Sam's design. So it is. Come on, why am I using that horribly bad? It is, the design is cut out and it's still stuck to the backing. Okay, so you have all the bits of the decal stuck to the backing, and then over the top of it, there is transfer paper, which is, you know, clear sticky back paper. So what happens is when you peel the sticky back off, the sticker goes with the sticky back, and the backing comes off, leaving the exposed and sticky side of the decal. So you then lay it on whatever you're going to be sticking the decal to. Use something squeegee-like, credit card-ish, club card, something of that nature, to just kind of run over it to get all the air bubbles out and make sure it's all pressed down nice and firm. And then you peel away the sticky back, the transfer tape, and it leaves behind the decal. Woke up a while ago, can't go back to sleep. Oof, 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 do I feel that in my very soul. Why isn't this pulling through and it's bothering me? Why aren't you pulling through? Pull through. Parkour. Yeah, I can always do a little. I've got some Hufflepunk decals I can put on something, and I can film a little video and give a tutorial, Sam. I mean, once you have it in your hand and you see what's going on, it's pretty self-explanatory. There we go. Got it. Got it. Helps if I got it on camera. Okay. Do a little more foliage. Get it going in all kinds of silly directions so it doesn't look so uniform. Just... yeah, once you get a look at it, you'll figure out exactly what's going on. Okay, so that is... I'm going to go ahead and put all this to the side. That is doing, you know, some foliage with... and these are the cheapest of fake plants. This is the most rubbery, fakest of fake plants here. Stuff like this you can use for cool palm trees. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put one in here, like right in the middle of it. Do a couple of them. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to alter the shape a little bit. So it looks less like a leaf and more like some alien tree. Then I can go back and add texture later. Mangle it a little bit. I can take a lighter and heat it up, get it to hold a different shape. Use a heat gun, use some glue, just mangle it and make it look weird. Now you've got alien trees, strange foliage, all from just garbage house, fake house plants that are in your house. Just garbage fake house plants, you know? Take and wrap bits. Make extra branches. Branch off. Position them. There we go. Paint the base, add some dirt from your literal front yard. Put a few small rocks down here. Just spruce it up a little bit. And there you go. You've got some tabletop foliage right there. And it's durable. Who cares if it gets scuffed up? Literally just like make a box of these and just throw them in a box and just grab out what you need when you need it. They don't have to be meticulous or perfect. They just have to represent foliage. That's it. And I think this does a fairly decent job of that. I can fill it in more, and I can add a bunch of detail, as detailed as I want or don't want. That's the thing, is if you want to just do this and call it good because you want to put together a quick, fast, dirty D&D game with some mini work, or you want to do a quick, fast, dirty Warhammer 40k game, like, this is good enough right here. You can call this done. This isn't about pretty or perfect or show quality. We are not going to enter this into a contest to win an award. We want to use them to play games. We want to have fun crafting and be creative, and then we want to immediately turn around and use these to play games with. That's the purpose of this whole space. These aren't pretty, and they don't have to be perfect. So now, with the way I have things set, I have got so much. Be prepared to have your space filled with garbage, literal boxes of trash, with which you will energetically and ecstatically. I am going to leave these off to the side because these are nice and short pieces that I don't want to lose, but I do want to use. See, then you can add look. You can do the little fuzzy thing we pulled off from earlier. Here it is. Maybe you add that, add extra little oomph. And now you have tree and bush for your tabletop role-playing experience. It's good, yeah? Yeah? No? I don't think it's crap. It's good. It's good enough. Now you take building. You take building that you made. Add to front by door. You'll now have little bit of scenery. Here you have. Once this is all painted, look, you have little bit of scenery to go together. Varan has become the new Bob Ross. This is what Varan does on the weekends when you are all, doing what you do, making bone knives out of things. This is, I craft. So I make tiny buildings out of garbage and tiny trees to go next to small building. So this is what we make. This is what we do. This is the progression of the art form and the things that we make. So we have tiny bush with tiny tree next to tiny building or tiny people. It's good. Now you just need to fill in the rest of holes, add a little bit of, bit of primer, a little bit of brown paint, maybe flock with some actual dirt, a couple of good-sized tiny rocks. It's good. Okay, so now I need to add the door. So now we have, this is the progression of this, and then I just need to true up the edges here. Once it is super good and dry, flatten that out. I'm going to be stuck like this for a minute. This is what happens when I do this. Do I want to add, I want texture out? Texture out. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're doing texture. I feel like the accent should be a channel point redemption on, you know, possibly. But should I tie, like, the accents to a character? Should, like, I don't know, should, like, this be like the, you know, the angry Varan hit with hammer? I don't know. I was, talking on the phone there, last night, you know, and just kind of showing off, talking about things and stuff, talking about, you know, moving to Wisconsin, and, getting quite a few giggles on the phone from the, you know, lady friend there. She thinks it's quite funny, you know, the late night, yeah, sure, a little bit of the yeah, sure, you betcha. With the fact that, you know, I just pick up accents like most people, you know, pick up the newspaper. You know, it's probably gonna be bad there that I moved to Wisconsin. I'm gonna have to be real careful, because this will get stuck here. This right here. You're just gonna have to put up with all kinds of just dirty bedroom talk with this kind of voice here. This is oh, we're just gonna eyeball it. Just give it the old eyeball, the old college try here. No, that's far too low. It's already started to solidify there, friend. That's bad. That's baby. Is that how you like it, love? Is that where you want it? Right there. It's a little sticky. It's a little bit sticky. But if that there's where you like it, you know, that's where I'll put it. 'Cause I'm a gentleman. You know, it's a little bit sticky, and it may require you know, a bit of a hospital trip. But you know, I'll get it done. I'll just put it right there. For context, recently watched Fargo for the first time, eh? Eh? Oh yeah. I'm gonna get to figure out how to pick this up here without everything falling off, because it's still a bit floppy. This is the challenge of these junk builds, is gluing it to the floppy bits. It's a little, you know, it's kind of flaccid, but a little bit sticky. So we try to make it work without getting it stuck to our hands here. Sometimes we end up with some of it on our trousers, but you know, it'll wipe right off. It'll wipe right off if you get to it quick enough. Just, you know, don't let it dry there on the zipper, or that's done for. That's no longer gonna be useful. Okay, you know. Oh, you know. Oh, you know. That's real sticky. Here it is. There it is. Come on now. You know, do the thing. It's just, you know, it's just when it dries, it's white and crusty, and that's okay. You can just paint right over that there. That's fine. That's just perfectly normal for, you know, somebody 42 years old. It just dries a little bit. It's perfectly fine. Happens to a lot of folks. I feel like I've glued myself to this. I want waffle fries. Oh, that's a little too much of a curve. That's pretty close to, you know, not too bad. Then I'll just line it up there. think I'm going to have to bust out the old glue gun here pretty soon. Gonna have to bust out the old glue gun. Start working with the glue gun. The goo gone. And again, close. Not perfect. We're not... Oh, Lord, love a duck. We're not building a clock. We're making a rudimentary representation of a building. So, perfect is not the plan. Just have fun with it. Just make a thing and enjoy yourself. Yeah, sure, you betcha. Oh, wow. That just kind of came out. No. I don't care how bad it itches right now. Don't touch the beard with super glue hands. Yikerino. That's a thing I almost just did. Okay, just let that stuff dry a little bit. And tomorrow at some point, I can put a coat of spray paint on it. Do some primer. And we can start doing that stuff. I will get some pictures taken of it pre-primered and post-primered, and I will drop it in the Punk Junk workshop in the Discord so y'all can follow along on the progress. We'll take pictures of the foliage here that we're working on and the bits and bobs that we've used to build it, and put pictures of that in the Punk Junk workshop in the Discord. Primer is the magic touch. Right now, it's a pile of junk. I've still got a little bit of shaping to do, but I'm not going to be able to fully, I'm going to need to get the heat gun a little bit for the corners here of the strips. You see if I can hold it up a little bit and show somewhat what I'm talking about without bits falling off. These strips need to be trued up on the corner. They're not conforming to it. They're jutting out a little bit. So a little bit of heat gun, a little bit more glue, just a little bit of Bondo work on it. And I should be able to hit it with the primer. And once I hit it with the primer, that's the magic point where junk becomes a thing. When you're like, oh, it's a building. Once it's all one uniformish color, and then we start to add the texturing paint to it, and painting details and dry brushing imperfections and stuff like that. Once you start to bring the texture out of it, then you're like, oh, okay, it's a building. But right now it's just a conglomeration of random bits of plastic. and it doesn't really look like anything. Now you can game with it like this. If you want to do it like a game of Warhammer 40k, quick, bad, and in a hurry, you can just cut one of these jugs in half, say that is a bunker, and move on with your life. I knew a lot of folks in the unfriendly local gaming stores that like to try and gatekeep the tabletop games and be judgmental about people's terrain and minis, specifically in the Warhammer 40k section. Like if people brought in their own terrain, or if the shop had just homemade terrain, there was a lot of shit talking. And no thank you. We don't do that here. If you want to build, if you literally just want to cut the top off of one of these kitty litter jugs and call it a building, good to go. Mission accomplished. That's the only level of creativity you need to reach, and that is perfect. These spaces aren't meant for Citadel level miniatures. So we worked on that. We've got a few minutes left. This is wrapping up nicely. We worked on this. Give another last look at. Let me get a zoom in. Whoop! There it is. Nice little zoom in. This is the plant we've started. A little bit of a plant base. Nice tree, some grass. I'll fill in the rest of these holes I've punched that you can't see because of the camera angle. Maybe if I rotate it, you'll start to see the holes here that I've punched. That I will fill with more bits of grass. I'm doing about 2 to 3 bits of blades of fake grass per punch. I will then probably paint it brown and give it a mild flocking of dirt from outside. I have a couple of rocks that I got from Glass Beach in Fort Bragg. And I'll put a couple of random rocks in there. If I really, really want to get down and dirty, I can use some of the bits of leaf that I've cut off here. I could basically just mince it up into very, 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 very fine bits of green and use it as like a moss grass kind of flocking. So you can repurpose the bits you cut off of here. If you trim up these trees and whatnot, save those bits. You can then use a razor knife or something very sharp and whatnot. And then just mince them up into as fine of bits as you can get, and you can use that for flocking. You can create your own flocking from the pieces. You can go flock yourself. Is essentially the gist of what I'm getting at. Why can't... There we go. There's my captioning. So... here we go. We've wrapped up another episode 3 of Punk Junk. I hope you all have had a fun time. I've had an absolutely brilliant time. My fingers are dry enough. Thank you. That was driving me. Had an amazing time. This series is fun and relaxing, and I enjoy it. I'm glad everybody has had a chance to stop by. Do we have any questions? We can leave on with 5 minutes to go. We can walk out the door and have a little bit of an AMA if anybody has any questions or suggestions for builds, types of scenery. Let me get some paper in case anyone has some build suggestions, because I had that thought, because I do want to do bunker. I do want to do Battlefleet Nerd. Does anybody have any suggestions or want to see my junk build take on a thing? Or just any general questions at all? With 4 minutes left in the program, as I start to clean up my workspace like a responsible adult. If thou hast any questions, you need a good junk monster a walking eyeballish thing. Okay. Oh, okay. So like a monster mini. Are we talking like robot monster mini or like a proper monster mini? So minis. Subcategory monsters. Subcategory, robots. And traditional, trad. So meat monsters and mech monsters, as far as minis go. Like a literal junk monster. Okay, so like a mech monster, as well as like a meat monster. Just for fun. Like a pile of garbage brought to life. A mech that looks like it built itself out of trash. That would be good. I wonder if you could start like with a chunk of something that looks like most of a robot. Like what was left of a broken robot. Maybe like a head and part of a torso, maybe one arm that looks very robotish. And then that little leftover piece of robot was crawling around the junkyard. Everyone thought it was broken, dead, and deactivated. It was actually quite functional. And it built the rest of itself out of whatever it had access to. That sounds like a fun build. Like a great concept for a character, too. So we're going to write this out. So like Eric the half a robot. Rebuild self in scrapyard. Eric the half a bot. Rebuild self. Self. In scrapyard. Boom. Done. Now the only thing I need is to figure out where I put the lid to my super glue. My spar glue. It's my super glue. My blue blur blur. Yikes on a stick, Batman. I've lost the lid to my super glue. Masking tape it is. Oopsie doodle. We have a piper down. I repeat, we have a piper down. Everlasting Brushstrokes. Hey, Ohio. Welcome on in with a first-time chat. We are getting ready to raid into somebody. Just finishing up a build. I don't know how long you've been lurking or whatnot. If you're just kind of sliding on in to say hello. We put together the building we've been working on since episode 1. So that's now an all-together thing. Hello there. Hello. We've glued together. CB is on. We're raiding on into the Critical Bard. We've put together the building and we are ready to let the glue dry more, do some more shaping, and then prime it. And then we walked through taking apart fake plants and turning it into a shrubbery. You must cut it down the tallest tree in the forest with a herring. So this is what we worked on tonight. We will continue on next week. Hopefully I'll be able to kind of true up everything on here a little bit. I'm not going to get too super in-depth with it. Beautiful tiny shrubbery. Thank you, Janitor J83. We'll true this up a little bit, fill in any gaps and whatnot, kind of smooth it up, and I'll hit it with some primer. And then we'll do some painting on it. We'll get some detail. We'll do some dry brush. We'll add some knickknacks and some bric-a-brac to, the outside of this build here. So, just kind of paint on, like, fake lights and add some lettering to the fire suppression system. Nee! We are no longer the knights who say nee. We are the knights who say Eki, 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 walk for tang. I don't know the rest. The painting is fun. It suddenly becomes a thing. I'm looking forward to the painting aspect of this. I have just the absolute literal worst paints from Walmart. When I say junk builds, I mean from top to bottom, start to finish. We are using nothing fancy or professional. We're using literal garbage and terrible paint. That is the entire point of this exercise. There is going to be nothing super fancy, super professional at all. It's all going to be imagination. All right, friends. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate all of the support, for the follows, for the subscriptions, for the bits, and for your participation and joy. And hopefully I made you smile, and we crafted some stuff, and we had a good time. Thank you so much for being here. I love and appreciate you. Let's raid on into the critical bard. What is Alfred playing some Dead by Daylight? So roll on in and give a happy hello to Omega, the critical bard, a good friend of the channel. Going to be at PAX Unplugged from what I remember. I look forward to meeting any and all and everyone going to Philadelphia in 2 weeks. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm tired, and I might not have eaten dinner. I'm unsure. But love you all dearly. I will push the button for my credits, or my end title on the screen now, and we shall go raid the critical bard. Good night, friends. Meow.